What's up, congratulators? It's me again, Xavier Garcia. If it's your first time, welcome to the Ultimate Psychology channel. I'm creating awesome videos to cure all your life. So check it out. I'm going to do this video a little bit differently this week. I didn't quite have a checklist or things that I wanted to talk about. So I'm just going to kind of recall an experience that I had earlier this week. And there's phenomenal things that happen to our lives every week, and this is just kind of a platform to share some of the lessons that we've gained or we extracted from those experiences. It is once said that wisdom is experience plus reflection. So I had an experience, I reflected on it, and I'm learning from it, and I'm gaining the wisdom from that, right? That's the jewel of it. So obviously I'm in my self-help, my motivational speaking journey, and I want to become #1 public speaker in the world, professional speaker, whatever it is you want to call it, right? That's what I feel like my manifest destiny is. It's who I'm here to become, but it doesn't matter what I'm becoming necessarily either, but just the fact that you have a purpose that you're unraveling to, right? And that you're becoming your ultimate version, your best version of yourself that you once attained, and hopefully you're enjoying the process. Otherwise, it's what would be the point? Because you're going to spend most of your time getting there. But that when you do reach this place, this promised land, so to speak, you have a greater sense of joy, contentment, that your life mattered, and that it's a lasting feeling of accomplishment. And there'll always be new things, new challenges, new heights to go to, but you got over that first hump. And once once you do that, it's like they say the first million or the first billion is the hardest. And once you learn how to do it once, you can do it again. And so, I'm kind of teetering back and forth sometimes. I'm not always 100% on my A game and totally, absolutely constant and consistent with clarity about my goals. So I'm trying to make a shift from, and I'm hoping this can parallel your life in the sense, and I'll get to exactly what the lesson is. And it's about being proactive, knowing your why, and having clarity. So I come across this situation where I'm in a 9-to-5 rut job, dead-end job. I like it there. I love it there in the sense that, I met my wife there, and who would have ever thought that? And, it's been a better experience than, this has been the best. This is a dream come true. This job, this lifestyle that I have is a dream come true because from where I was coming from, my life went from bad to good. And now it's good, the door's sealed, never going back there again. But now this becomes the new bottom floor. It's no longer the upstairs. And so I want to go from good to great, from great to phenomenal. And so on that journey, I want to have a kid this year, or at least begin the conception process, right? Hopefully, God willing, I'm going to be having a boy. That's my prayer, that's my intention, and that's exactly what I'm trying to, or doing my best to speak into existence, speak out loud. And so, I'm thinking, what are the avenues here? My wife works. I would love to retire so she wouldn't have to work and she could do whatever it is she wants to do full time from a place of passion, not out of a place of necessity. So we got to get our mindset into this financial freedom mindset and start seeing ourselves as abundant. There's a cool exercise that I learned, but I'll share that for another day. And that's from Grant Cardone. Check him out. He's awesome. That's Uncle G. So I'm thinking, what's the best way we can do this? Obviously, I made my vision board for this year. You can check out previous videos a couple weeks back. I made that, and one of the things is to get to $2,000, earning $2,000 per week. And for some of you, that's peanuts, right? And for some of you, you're in the same boat that I am. Maybe some of you just praying to God for even to get a job, right? We're doing pretty well in America right now in terms of employment rate, but maybe you want a different job, a better quality job with more job satisfaction. Or maybe you're down and out, you're homeless, or you're bumming around, couch surfing, right? We have a lot of my generation is the millennial generation, so whatever was before that, or is after that, you guys are going through your go-through, right? Your early 20s. Some of you guys are solid and stout, and some of you guys just are, running east looking for a sunset. Just like I was, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I came across this person in a serendipity type of way, just random, accidental way, and he has a job opportunity. I'm like, that sounds awesome. I was like, I've kind of been through a lot of these scenarios where people have great opportunities, business opportunities, and I was a lot younger. But the thing is, I was looking for my purpose and my passion in life, and those things weren't it. I've could have used those things as vehicles, and in hindsight, maybe I should have, but I didn't. But at the same time, I was focused on the number one more important thing, that if I hit that fruit, it's greater than anything else I could have done. Maybe the process would have been easier along the way. I wouldn't have struggled so much financially, but at the same time, the lessons that I learned from struggling, and even if I had had success, maybe it would have distracted me from my ultimate, purpose and vision for my life. So, and direction. So, and this, it kind of seems familiar again, right? And someone, maybe things have changed, and maybe I'm ready to try on a new responsibility. So the money's got to come from somewhere, because it sure ain't coming from this, at least not yet. And, the YouTube channel, I only got about 10 of you guys listening, and God bless your hearts for that. And thank you very much. Please comment and below that you're listening, and share some of the stuff that you're going through. And again, just to make a quick intersection, I like to start doing some Skype one-on-one talks and conversations. So if that interests you, they're free. We can sit down, have 20, 30 minutes of combo, and see what we can come up with, the game plan for you to get to the next step in your life, or the next level. I'm in this process with you, but two minds are two heads are better than one. And usually, I'm very ferocious and fierce about getting to the truth and to the best possible result and outcome. So take a chance on me. So it was cool. It's like, oh, maybe this is happening for a reason. God works in mysterious ways, and we hung out just to rap because, in my dead-end job, my 9 to 5, there's not a lot of financial wealth, multi-generational wealth mindset people. And not that they don't have hearts of gold or whatever, but that's just whether they don't believe it's a possibility for them, or they just never, or for whatever reasons, right? So I've come across someone, and I'm like, yeah, we should rap. So we went out, met at the coffee shop. I don't drink coffee, but we're just chilling, right? Had some water. Talked and rapped and stuff. Well, let's take this to the next step. And I'm like, all right, why not? Just because I love the conversation. I love it. It's stimulating. We're talking about wealth. We're talking about money. And it's just good for those creative juices so that your mind can start working and activating. It's the beginning of the new year, the new decade, 2020, in January. And so, why not? Let's go for it, right? Got nothing to lose. Just let the wife know. Won't be home for dinner tonight. If you can keep the plate hot for me. And of course, she's beautiful, so she did that for me. And so we set up a subsequent meeting. It was awesome. It was nice. And we didn't get into the details. We're just seeing if that we're a great team fit. And we are. Similar values. Good person. He's not no slickster salesman or trying to push anything on me, right? He's not in the convincing business, as he said. So, beautiful man, beautiful person, family man, just had a child himself. So we connected all the way with the relationship. We want to see what's next for our relationship, whether it's going to be continuing to go in business together, or if it's going to be just as friends and acquaintances, someone we keep in contact with. Just to have, people out there who are like-minded, right? Birds of a feather flock together. And you need people like these in your life for every aspect. You need your fitness bros. You need the couples who you might see that are succeeding and happy in their relationships, in their marriage, so on and so forth, right? And so these masterminds you can start creating. And it takes a lot of work, but it's thrilling and it's exciting, especially when you build a life that is not just busy, but is full of all these activities that are stimulating and help you grow, right? Because we want maximum growth. So we talk, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably not. We set up for a big meeting where they had like the big head honcho, and he's gonna bring the sale home and like close it and just tell everybody, hey, this is a great thing to get into. And my wife me and my wife met up with him and his wife. And we're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's look forward. Let's keep going because we want to generate money. I love my apartment. It's my first apartment I've ever had. And there's a backstory to that. So I'm very proud of it. And I love it. And there's sentimental value here. But we want to move up and upgrade, even if we are just 2 miles from the beach. And so, beachfront property or what have you, right? And so, in a room for my son to have his own room and my daughter to have her own room. So I want to keep going here because I only have so much time on this video. We meet up, and what spurred on that second also meet up, and I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can make money from this, and I can do it. and this might be the ticket that I'm looking for, putting things on my vision board, and I'm, wanting to somehow manifest this 6-figure income this year. And so, texted him, and so we were going to set it up. So we set it up, we went there, we liked it, and I was getting ready to go to this big workshop without my wife because it's later at night. And I said, you know what, it's not that I got cold feet, but I'm like, you know what, I've been here before, I've done this before, and it's not right for me. And, it's not that I got scared, right? It wasn't that I got cold feet, but I know how the story goes. I know how the story ends, and it's a great business, great business model. It'll make you money. Once you learn the ropes, just like with anything worth doing well is worth doing poorly at first. So there's going to be a learning curve. And then once you get on top of that, then you can start making money and then transition from doing that full-time or even less than full-time because it's a great business and then leaving my 9-to-5. And I thought, there's going to be a learning process. And there's already targets that I've already set that I've invested in and I'm not coming good on and getting the results from those things. And those are the things that are going to pay off and be more fruitful for me long term. So I need to focus on those. And so I was trying to explain that to him, and it was kind of rough because he's like, I think you're selling yourself short and this and that. But I have to make sure that there's equilibrium. The equilibrium in my household is set and it's firm and it's good and it's going well. So I declined the offer, and it was like I had to let him know that, I wanted to both of us to know if we are getting into it, why we're getting into it, and if we're not getting into it, why we're not getting into it, so that there's a mutual agreement. I don't want him walking away thinking like, why didn't he get involved, right? And vice versa. Like when I've chased women and try to go on dates and get a girlfriend, and she would say no, like why? Like we should know why, so we can learn from those experiences and not make those mistakes again, or just to improve next time. And until eventually you find a gold mine and hit the jackpot and find the right person for you. So but I wasn't saying, and this is what I want to make clear, it's not that it's not good enough for me, because I pray blessings over him and his fortune, that he continues to be prosperous and becomes wealthy and he finds meaning in what he does. But that's not good enough for me. It's just that it's not right for me, and I have to do what's right for me, even if it's still the long road. And to not to get caught up in the instant gratification, because it just wouldn't have been right for me. What's one man's treasure or one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's not right or wrong in terms of it's not like it's a scam or anything like that. It's just not right for me, my path and my goals, for me to achieve my ultimate goals faster. And even if I became wealthy doing it, or made a good amount of money from it, just that even the focus to put my mind on that instead of what I should be going after, can't be doing that. So in essence, is what I'm saying, is what I'm getting to, is as you start to grow and develop yourself and start having a bigger picture mindset and start dreaming big and having big dreams, opportunities are going to start coming your way. And then you have to be crystal clear on what it is that you want, because you're going to have to say no to some great things, great prospects, and whether it's a girlfriend or a potential wife, or it's a potential business opportunity. It's like, even though it's good, even though that is great, it's not the main thing. And you don't want anything less. You don't want to compromise anywhere else, even if there are good stuff. And so be prepared to say no and give and make that hard decision, so that you can live to your utmost integrity, and that your values are in alignment, and that you can keep your the process of you evolving going faster and smoother, so that you can become unstoppable. When you start adding things that don't belong, you're going to get wonky, and you're going to get stressed out, and then you have to start from scratch and start over again. So be clear about what you want. When opportunities come your way, be sure to, as hard as it takes, make the decision just to say no, and then have the faith that the real opportunities will start coming your way. This is a negotiation, and you don't want to settle for anything that's just for the first thing that comes your way, but be appreciative of that offer or opportunity, and even look into it to know what's the beauty of it inside of it. That not that you're just rejecting things, because then people or life or whatever the powers that be, the universe, is going to start saying, hey, you're just rejecting everything. I'm not going to send you anything if you're not even open-minded. So be curious, and because not as Tony Robbins says, not every relationship is meant to last, but the lessons are. So let's learn what this opportunity that is presenting to myself. It's obviously coming on my plate. It's coming on your plate, and so examine it and know why it's in front of you. And so that way, when you do set it aside and get it behind you and you get past it, you know it can be put squarely away. So that's my video for the week. Congratulators. Thank you very much. I'm Xavier Garcia. Now go out there, capture your greatest dreams and pursue them aggressive and proactively like never before with a clear mindset, and be thankful for all the blessings that are coming your way. And in Christ Jesus' name, amen. And until the next video, I'll see you there. Love is freedom. Thank you very much. Xavier Garcia signing out.